Today I'll be doing a quick book review of The Art of Abundance, 10 Rules for a Prosperous Life by Dennis Merritt Jones. So after the pandemic, many of us have been thinking about what we have committed to and whether those things will fulfill us in the long term. Whether that is a career path, a relationship, or a decision of where we want to live, we are pondering many questions about the significant choices we feel called to make, especially as millennials and Gen Z. This book, The Art of Abundance, speaks directly to our generations, offering insights and guidance on navigating these crucial life decisions. It's like the author says our language, understanding our struggles and our aspirations. And after reading it, I felt inspired to share some quotes that caused me to reflect and change my approach to multiple areas of life. I hope this quick review sparks your interest in reading this book for yourself while helping you journey to abundant living. So, I'm going to go over some of my favorite rules from this book and how I interpret the quotes from the book as well. So, rule number 3 was being accountable for your consciousness. So, there's a quote on page 78, and it says, "While other people may have played a role in shaping your consciousness, only you can change it." And then there's another quote on page 69 where it says, "As a child, you had little or no control over the information, seeds being planted in the garden of your fertile mind. However, as an adult who is becoming more conscious every day, you have absolute control over what beliefs you will embrace and call your own." And these quotes stood out because they call us to take ownership of what we focus on. Where we focus our energy can determine our mood for the day and our attitude and interactions with others and what we accomplish for the day. The book implores us to realize that we have control over our thoughts and our emotions, and that's a powerful realization. I've noticed that the days I set aside time to recite positive affirmations and express gratitude for being alive are when my focus and energy are at their highest level. My to-do list is more likely to be met confidently and not begrudgingly. Because sometimes a girl don't want to be doing what she got to do, but you got to do what you got to do. Another rule that I liked a lot was rule 4. So it's be focused. I think it's really a continuation. I really feel like each of these rules can be seen as like a continuation of the one before. If you guys ever read the book, let me know what you think in the comments below. But on page 101, there's a quote that says, "Do not, under any circumstance, share your goals with the trolls, those who will criticize, find fault with, or intentionally undermine your intentions." Another quote from page 98 says, "When you get in your car, you generally have a destination in mind before pulling out of your driveway. Why should arriving at an abundant, purpose-filled life be any different?" And there's a quote on page 86 that's like, "Everything is created twice, first in mind and then in form." And I love these quotes. These remind you that moving with attention always requires protecting your peace of mind. Your ability to move forward with your goals will depend on how light you keep your baggage. You don't need to pack others' criticism, doubts, and fears because that will weigh you down and limit you mentally. Also, if you're not harming others, then you are allowed to take the steering wheel of your life and drive it where you want to go. No questions asked. The author's emphasis on personal growth and self-determination is oh so motivating. It's a call to action, a reminder that we can shape our lives and pursue our dreams. The next rule I want to highlight is rule 6, be passionate. So on page 156, there's a quote that says, "What is it about the dreamers in life? People such as Walt Disney, the Wright brothers, Leonardo da Vinci, and others who broke through barriers that others referred to as reality, and in the process opened the doors to new frontiers. They didn't do what was practical. They did what they were passionately in love with. They did that which was theirs to do and were wildly successful. And on page 159, there's another quote that says, "Doing what you love and loving what you do may require you to go where you have never gone before, especially if it meets with the skepticism or disapproval of others. But the freedom that comes with the risk is a reward beyond measure." So if you've been reading my blog or you've been listening to my videos, you know that being passionate is right up my alley. These quotes really resonate with me because your passion has to be something that you have decided is important and doesn't need the validation of others. When you start making time for activities and hobbies that interest you, there doesn't need to be a group consensus before you begin to do them. Why would your dreams and goals be any different? Another rule that I liked is Rule 7. So be blessed. On page 170, there's a quote that says, "Ask yourself, do my thoughts tend to focus on what's wrong in my life or what's right in my life? Be honest with yourself because your future depends on it." And on page 165, it says, "The more energy you focus on any one thing, the more life force flows to it, expanding your experience." So I interpret this chapter as gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. So we must thank and acknowledge what we currently love and are grateful for. None of us have perfect lives, yet we all have something we can deem perfectly fitting for us. For example, I currently have a 1-bedroom apartment. Eventually, I want to move into a place with more storage space, as right now it feels cramped after living here for 3 years. However, there are things that I love about this space, namely that it is my own. Somewhere I can come home after socializing with others or working. Recognizing my blessing means randomly saying to myself throughout the week, "Thank you, God, for providing me with a space where I can thrive in solitude." The next rule that really resonated with me was Rule 9, be courageous. So on page 234, there's a quote that says, "All fear is attached to a concern about loss of something. Conscious fear is most easily triggered when the risk of rejection, making a mistake, or failing or succeeding lies immediately before you. Being courageous doesn't deny fear, it transcends fear." And then on page 224, there's a quote that says, "Believe you can or believe you can't, because either way, the universe will help you prove you're right." And last but not least, on page 216, there's a quote that says, "Any person who has never made a mistake has never ventured very far off the well-trodden pathway of conformity." And I interpret this entire chapter as just being bold in your dreams. Be fearless when faced with obstacles in life's inevitable unplanned moments. Be open-minded about how your goals get accomplished and be adaptable when you need to be. But whatever you do, don't stop believing in yourself. Does a particular song by Journey come to mind when you hear "Don't Stop Believing," or is that just me? And then there's a rule, rule number 10, and it's be a catalyst for good. So on page 261, there is a quote that says, "Am I focusing more on what I can bring to the world than what I can take from it?" And on 259, it says, "Your heart is incapable of lying to you. It knows the truth." So a lot of commentary from the pandemic is that we started to evaluate if what we were working towards aligned with who we wanted to be. We wondered if we wanted to continue doing the same thing or change something new. For example, do we want to continue working remotely, or is a hybrid schedule more suited to our personalities? If we were to die tomorrow, what would be something we regretted not doing? Since we were lucky enough to have survived, how can we make that happen? What needs to be done to move you toward that dream? It's never too late. Also, down below, I will link my bookshop.org link. I do affiliate with them. It's where your purchases support local independent bookstores. I will earn a commission if you click through and make a purchase. I love this website because you can fill out your information, let's say like put your zip code, and it'll pull up local bookstores in your area, and they're affiliated with bookshop.org. And when you do that, if you have a favorite one that pops up, you can make sure that some of your funds go directly towards that. And it keeps the community going, keeps local bookstores up and running. I know we all love Amazon, but there are a lot of things that we can buy from Amazon. Let's at least buy our books from local bookstores so they can profit as well. If you have enjoyed listening to this episode, join the rest of the Growth Inspired Tribe and subscribe to my newsletter. By doing this, you'll get notified on each new episode, access to my latest blog post, and extra goodies such as motivating screensavers, checklists, and much more. I can tell you right now, I will not be sending out notifications daily, so don't worry. Let's embrace this journey called life together and grow into the fantastic human beings we were always destined to be.